Welcome back to Midco Sports Magazine. We love stories about fighters, athletes who won't back up and won't back down. And our next story focuses on a young man from Madison, South Dakota, who has run over some huge obstacles to become a national champion. Alex Heinert has his story.
It's a Wednesday afternoon, and Austin Handley is running. For this 20-year-old from Madison, South Dakota, it's something he does 6 days a week, 52 weeks a year. That's because running has gone from being a part of Austin's life to being his livelihood, his career. And yet, unlike most professional athletes, Austin's ascension to the top of his sport wasn't where he saw his life going. Weeks after helping Madison High School win a state Class A cross-country title his senior year, Austin was set to enter the military. But during the enlistment physical, doctors took notice that something wasn't right.
They caught me on I could not touch my fingers as well as I should have in my right hand. That led to me having to go to a neurologist. There I found out that I had a cyst on my brain. In the end, we found out that this was a result of a stroke I had before I was born. I have been diagnosed with what is called Cerebral Palsy, and that affects the entire right half of my body from head to toe. It affects my motor function and my muscular strength and definition.
The diagnosis prevented Austin from joining the armed services. He was told the disorder's continuing effects on his body would stay with him for the rest of his life. But despite the news, Austin's positive outlook never wavered.
A lot of people came up to me, they're like, I'm sorry. I was surprisingly calm. I was very like, I'm gonna be okay. I've made it 18 years. People say that with cerebral palsy, lots of people struggle to walk and talk, and here I am. I just won my 5th state championship, so don't feel bad for me. I'm doing just fine. I knew there was something to be done with it, that I had faith that, you're gonna use this somehow. It made no sense at the time what was going on, but in some way it was going to be used for a good thing. And a year or two, a year and a half later, we found that.
That switch from curse to life-changing blessing started to take shape the following year at college. Austin was competing as a distance runner at Southwest Minnesota State when the idea of the Paralympics first came up.
We actually watched the 2012 Olympics, and I was like, I can run that time. I can do that. I could be right up there. And so at that point, it was kind of like, let's search this out.
Austin's search led him to be placed in the T37 Paralympic class for track and field athletes with cerebral palsy and other impairments that affect movement. Once classified, Austin submitted his times from his freshman track season at SMSU, marks that were good enough to qualify him for the 2014 national meet in California. Once there, in his first Paralympic meet, Austin made the most of his opportunity.
In the 1500 in my class, I won nationals, and really that's when I kind of figured out, man, we can really fill a spot for the U.S. team.
Austin's choice to pursue his dream of running for Team USA has meant leaving home for months at a time to train at the National Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista, California. He's also had to forgo his final 2 years of collegiate eligibility to turn pro, a difficult decision, but one he doesn't regret.
I just had to go and make my decision and not look back, otherwise I might, think twice.
This summer, Austin won his second national title in the 1500 meters and added a championship in the 800 as well. He's now the American record holder in both events and is ranked in the top 5 in the world in his class. It might not be the path he thought life would take him on, but it's been a run Austin wouldn't change.
Really, it's about going and pursuing what you love, and that's what I'm here to do.
And joined now by Alex Heinert. An incredible story. Most amazing to me is he had big plans and found out late in life that he had this condition. He had to change his life plans, really, didn't he?
Testament to this kid and just his character, his ability to just take what life handed to him and make the most of it. Just a great example of rising above circumstances and making the best of something that was a tough situation.
And he has some big competition coming up here before long.
Yeah, he does. Leaving in a couple days for Toronto. He's representing the U.S. at the Para-Pan Games, the Pan Am Games for the Paralympics. And then if things keep going well, he keeps staying healthy and running good times. He's going to be competing, hopefully, in Brazil in 2016 in the Paralympics.
Sweet. We wish him the best. All right. Thanks, Alex. Well, up next on Midco Sports Magazine, life in the fast lane with a national treasure who now lives in Northeast South Dakota. Fast Times with Kitty O'Neill coming up next.
Midco Sports Magazine on Midco Sports Network is presented by Shields and Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Our thanks to Kitty O'Neill, to Austin Handley, and everyone involved with the Whitewater Project in Manchester and in Sioux Falls. Thanks for watching Midco Sports Magazine.
This has been Midco Sports Magazine, presented by Shields and Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.